Warning, I swear a lot.
Hi, it's me again, and don't worry, these videos aren't going to become commonplace. Last time, which was the 100 sub video, yay, I talked about pride. It occurred to me, thanks to the helpful comments of several people, that there were some pretty big things I missed out on, and I kind of wanted to follow up on that. At the very least, acknowledge these facts and actually talk about them, because they are significant, and I'm frankly surprised I didn't think of them at the time, but of course, as you guys know, this is all very improv. I speak about what's off the top of my head at any given time. I don't plan out what I'm going to say, so important details can be missed, as was the case here. But for the sake of clarity, when I miss these things out, it is because I'm stupid. It is 100% due to my own stupidity. There is no malicious intent. I don't think anyone thought there was any malicious intent. It certainly wasn't implied, but I want to get that out there anyway. No malicious intent. I just didn't think of it, because I'm an idiot, and for other reasons which might actually might make more sense as this video goes on. But I wanted to address the most important one first. There's 2 points. First of all, Jesus Christ, I talked about pride, literally using the word pride, and in no way mentioned fucking LGBTQ pride or black pride. Two of the most strongest, positive, and most wholesome forms of pride that 100% summarize what I mean by pride, and I didn't think of it. I did not think of it at the time. Literally, I got a comment this morning, and I read it, and I was just like, holy shit, that, of course that, that's exactly what I meant. I forsaked. Instead of talking about those, I made a Dragon Ball Z reference, like, fucking, what? I hope that does provide some clarity as to how stupid I am, but getting back on the point, yes, those two things, that perfectly encapsulate what I mean when I say pride is necessary. Two groups of people, I suppose, for lack of a better term, one is a race, the other is a sexual orientation, but people who have suffered from, in one case, centuries, and other case, millennia of persecution and discrimination, and of being told that they're lesser than the rest of us and that they're not on the same level, and being kicked around, and worse. Now we have occasions in which these people celebrate who they are, and celebrate the fact that they made it this far, and celebrate the fact that society has progressed enough that they can walk down the street and be proud of who they are. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not 100% there yet. You know, I'm not blind to the world, okay? I may not talk about a lot of hard issues on the show, although I have covered a few. I may not talk about a lot. I am aware that we're not there yet, though. You know, there's work to be done, but progress is being made, and we can celebrate that, and we can be proud of making progress. Very easy for me to say as a straight white person, so take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. As much as I do understand what's going on, I'll never 100% understand what it's like, and I will never claim to, either. Straight up, and I will also dig holes with my mouth. I'm very good at that, actually. I've got quite a talent for that. I kind of lost it over the years as I grew up and got a grip on myself, but I still have quite a talent for digging holes. As soon as I read the comment this morning, I was shocked that I did not even think of those things. I didn't even think of them. It's not as if I thought of them and was like, yeah, I'm not going to mention it. I straight up just didn't think of it, which is ridiculous. Now, that might come down to the fact that when I was talking about pride, it was kind of more centered on myself, I suppose. It was more of a self-centered expression of pride. I was talking more about my own personal experiences of it, which brings me ever so neatly to to my second point, which once again is not as important as the first one, but is still relevant and I think still significant. The second point, which was brought up by my friend Jane on Tumblr, is arrogance. And once again, this was a point that I was shocked I didn't think of at all. The word had never even popped into my head before Jane said it. And second of all, was strangely relevant, and there are ways to prove it. For instance, it was arrogant of me to talk about pride and not even acknowledge things like gay pride and black pride. I don't think, first, I will point out immediately, I forgot, I was going to throw this disclaimer in immediately, and I'll do it now. She wasn't calling me arrogant, or at the very least, not directly. I don't think she was inferring it either, but I'm just saying. She wasn't calling me arrogant, she was just saying, you probably should have mentioned that, because it's good for people to not, you know, you have to keep pride in check. Too much of pride leads to arrogance. Too much of anything is bad. Too much modesty, too much selflessness leads to your own suffering. Too much selfishness leads to other people's suffering. Too much of anything is bad. She simply mentioned you should talk about arrogance as well, because pride leads to that. That is really what the church talks about when they're like, don't be prideful because then you become arrogant. And it was interesting to read that as well, because it kind of got me thinking. It's like, I don't know, you read anything or you hear or read anything that's in relevance to something that you've just said or done. You do start to kind of apply it to yourself. So just sort of look at it and like, have I become arrogant? Have I become arrogant? Like, I talk about myself a lot at the moment. This is the first time I'm talking about how pleased I am with my videos to you guys, I think. But to my friends, I've brought it up quite a bit. Because, like I said, I didn't really start feeling prideful, as it were, feeling proud of my work, until about a year ago. The problem is, whenever I discover a new concept, be it emotional or something else, I kind of latch onto it. So I've been on a proper, like, self-boosting, self-esteem kick where I've been talking about my video, and I'm very proud of my videos. Yes, I do very good work. I'm good at what I do. Not the best, but I'm good at what I do. So I was like, maybe I've actually become quite arrogant. It's not impossible. And I don't think it's not one of those things where you just wake up one day and you go, I am now an arrogant person and I shall act in an arrogant way. All these changes take place quietly and slowly over time, so it's definitely not impossible that could have happened to me. You know, what do you do about that? Well, you endeavour to take a look at yourself and think, well, there are ways I can change this. I need to reevaluate my mindset, stuff like that. I will clarify, of course, when I say that I think my videos are good, I don't think they're great, actually. There's a lot of room for improvement, and there's always gonna be. If I was great, I wouldn't be celebrating my 100 sub video, would I? I'd be at like 1,000 or something, so no. I don't think I'm great or anything like that. I think I do a good job, and that's about it. And I do think that might be what perhaps keeps me just below the level of being arrogant, is that I understand that my work is good, but there's plenty of room for improvement. In all aspects. My editing is good, it could be better. My improv, it depends on the situation, really. I'd say it's pretty good, it could definitely be better. I should really take classes or something, like actually do something more than just recording videos to try and improve that. But that's a me thing, and we don't need to worry about that right now. What I think would have been arrogant would have been to look at Jane's comment and be like, whatever. If I had done that, yes, that would be arrogant. Because I'd be like, oh, fucking, I don't care, it doesn't apply to me, and fucking who cares about that shit, and fucking, did everyone see I got 100 subs? Check that shit out. It's pretty good, isn't it? So to summarize that point, I guess, I don't think I'm arrogant, but I think I could have been heading in that direction. I think I was definitely sliding, just stepping over there, you know, just peeking over the line, just like, hey, what's going on over here? The grass is pretty green, that looks quite nice. I think a comment like that might have actually been just what I needed to be like, whoa, all right, stop. Let's think about this for a moment, perhaps. Stop riding your own hype train, you know, and kind of, what's more important, really? Me talking about how good I think my videos are, or actually knuckling down, doing some goddamn fucking work, and producing those videos? Obviously the latter, it goes without saying. So, yeah, I don't know, this is also a weird video, much like the first one. It's more focused, but, like, it's really just a follow-up, because I wanted to acknowledge LGBT and Black Pride, because, once again, those are the most wholesome, strong, and important forms of pride I can personally think of at this given moment. Watch me put this video up and someone will mention something, and I'll be like, I can't believe I didn't think of that either. I'm a fucking garbage person who can't think beyond either what he thinks or what people tell him, but whatever. So there's that, and there's addressing arrogance, and I think I was leaning in the direction of arrogance. I think I can sort of, you know, rein myself in a bit and calm down a bit and relax. I still take pride in my work, of course I do. What would be the point of making the last video and talking about how proud I am of what I've done, to then this video be like, I'm not proud of anything, my shit's garbage. I am still proud of my work. And it's more of a message for me, but I guess, I don't know, if you watching have perhaps been going through a similar thing where you're kind of riding high on your own stuff, don't put yourself down, but remember to keep yourself in check, because I don't think I did. And now I will. But that's all I've got time for today. This doesn't need to be I don't need to draw this out any longer than it needs to be. I followed up, I did what I wanted to, I'm happy. I'll be taking these thoughts with me into the future, and I hope you do too. And after everything, I hope you're proud of what you do. I hope you're proud of what you are. I hope you're proud of who you are. And I hope to see you next time. Toodles. Goodbye.